from the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, Outdoor Oklahoma. Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd, Craighead. Now today I'd like to introduce you to one of the most passionate and accomplished hunters that I know of. He's taken trophy deer in Michigan and Oklahoma, numerous turkeys, even with a bow, a black bear in Virginia, an antelope in New Mexico, and this season alone has plans to hunt a Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep and an elk. Now, would it surprise you to learn that this successful seasoned hunter is actually a 12-year-old boy? And what's even more impressive is that this courageous young man was born 3 months early, weighed barely 2.5 pounds, and has cerebral palsy. Now, the first time I met him, he was barely 8 years old, but he was already oozing with personality and a knowledge of hunting that would rival that of most grown men. So today, sit back and enjoy getting to know and being inspired by Bubba Dale Renfro of Duncan, Oklahoma.
He was born right at 3 months early and weighed 2 pounds and 3 ounces. Of course, they took him, put him in a little, kind of like a little incubator thing, and that nurse looked over at me and said, "We got to have a name. We need a name." And at that time, we'd been talking about names. At that point, you know, what was going to name him, and we hadn't decided, so I named him after me, a junior. So he's been attached to him ever since, and he's been attached to me. So he follows me right in the shadow everywhere I go.
What he struggles with the most, I guess, is walking. He gets in a hurry, he falls. We try to help him up as much as we can, but he'll fall at school. And I mean, these kids, they'll get down on their hands and knees because he can't get up by himself. But they'll get down on their hands and knees so he can have the, something to hold on to onto their back to stand up. Really, as far as struggling, he doesn't let you know he struggles. I mean, he finds a way to do whatever it is he wants to do.
I've been dreaming of this day ever since I can remember. I helped run a firecracker stand for my aunt and uncle, and this is finally where I get enough money to get my lifetime hunting and fishing license. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Can y'all rig up something to put my hunter?
We're going to print your hunter safety right on your lifetime, hun.
27, 10.
So anyway, I worked hard for that.
High five. Finally got it.
Where's that? Here it is. $800, $775 every summer right here. Lifetime, buddy. Right now we're gonna go check the deer pocket and see if we see anything. See if there's anything out of the corn beaters. Y'all better watch now, because we ain't got no gun and nothing to watch her be a big old buck there.
Since he had a ventricle bleed in his head, and that's when we found out he had cerebral palsy. And started going down to Shreveport, down at the Shriners Hospital, and Dr. Gates down there did 13 surgeries on him in one day.
This one's a York. His name is Moon. I don't know why I named him Moon, but I did. This one's a Cohen Gilt. That's a York Bear. This is a Gilt. Her name is Sissy. That one's a Duroc Bear. His name is Abe. Can you know why I named him Abe? You know what color he resembles? A penny. So I named him Abe.
Of course, he's been in braces, a hand brace, and his foot braces. And then 2004 or 5, he had a back Laughlin pump inserted underneath his rib cage.
So you feel like going up's a good idea?
Well,
How much we're going up to?
We normally go to Shriners twice a year, but 2 years ago they started having a clinic here with Dr. Wright, and Dr. Gates' team from Shreveport at the Shriners Hospital comes up here, and we get to see them in the fall. Helps out a whole lot.
I don't know, I have to have another surgery.
When are you going to have that?
Well, about December. But it'll be alright, there's another surgery.
Okay. You'll make it okay.
Tommy. And this is Dad's Tom. Tom. Over here, we've got the legendary blue eye that I was from Michigan. This is my bear Smokey. See his chart.
Look at that thing. That's awesome. Wow.
He's the biggest one I've killed.
That's incredible.
I first started hunting I started going when I was about 2. I remember the first time Dad took me hunting. It was in a canyon. He wrapped me up in a blanket and told me to lay there, and he said if you hear a gunshot, just lay there. He came back, unraveled me, and I was asleep.
You seem to know a lot about hunting. Where'd you learn it all?
From my daddy. He's my hero. I mean, he inspires me every day about it, you know. I mean, if you don't shoot nothing, I mean, it just makes it that much better. I mean, I've always just watched him, and it's amazing what you can learn by just watching somebody.
If he's got his mind set to something, he's going to show you that he can do it, and he will.
Well, we're going to see some of that determination in action when we catch back up with Bubba Dale on a deer hunt, right after this week's Outdoor News Report. Even at just 12 years old, little Bubba Dale Renfro is as passionate about the outdoors and especially deer hunting as anyone I know of. Now let's catch up with Bubba Dale and his dad on opening day of deer gun season on the family's farm in Stevens County.
It was about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I looked outside and it was real wet, foggy, and of course I watched the weather that night and it said we had 2% chance of rain. Of course that ain't gonna stop me from deer hunting by no means.
We're sitting in a blind, and it was me, Dale, Todd, and this deer had came in from the north where it was expecting to come in from the south. This deer came in from the north, and it stopped there at that feeder and was eating corn. And Todd said, "Well, I ain't got him in the camera. You know, like I can't get him in the camera." Well, then I reached up there and put Dale's gun back on safety and took the gun back down, and by that time the deer had ran back off to the north.
He went over to my grandpa's side and crossed the creek, went over to my grandpa's side, came back on our side, and stood there, walked perfectly, and stood broadside, just waiting for me to shoot him. Got him.
Good shot, good shot, good shot. Good shot.
Booyah.
Hush, 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 hush.
Smoked him. Woo! Good job, girl. I've dreamed about hunting here ever since I was a little boy. My dad took me. I remember the first time I took the deer hunt. He rocked me up in a quilt and put me down on the canyon, and he went down and sat down on the ravine, and I was asleep by the time he came back. It's really fun because the only thing that's separating you from having them antlers in your hands is a pair of crosshairs. My dad is the best coon dog tracking bloodhound I've ever seen. I gotta feed him some bones when I get home. Well, the deer jumped over the fence to my grandpa's side, but since we could still see him, we went ahead and left the gun at the fence. It's an adrenaline rush. When your adrenaline takes over from you, your hearts are pumping, and it's a challenge between you and the animal, and it's really fun. Oh, he ain't a big buck.
He's a good dog.
I bet he don't weigh 100 pounds.
I bet he does. Look where he shot him at right there.
I'm gonna go there. Look at that.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4, 5, 6, 7. Congratulations, buddy. How many deer is that?
17.
Just tried to call Dad at the house. Phone rang. Cell phone. Okay. Y'all through it here? Y'all get to help us back across the fence. Hold that wire there. See what went first across the fence,
Yeah, the important stuff.
Here, my friend. I'm going to just lift him to you.
with all the different things that you could do with your spare time, why do you hunt?
For the challenge and for the time you spend outdoors and with my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa, and the family affair. I mean, it's just my mom. And, I mean, it's just fun. I mean, to be outside and be able to enjoy what God created, just to be outside. You know, it's just not only the challenge. It's fun. I mean, it's almost mind-blowing of what all he created, you know. Of course, before we stop, we gotta check in with deer. We gotta make a little pit stop. Eat a decent food. I just go to school, live my everyday life, come home, go hunting, you know, eat and just live life.
How much do you weigh?
I don't ever think about my disability. You know, I may look different on the outside, but I'm all the same on the inside. And I mean, that's what matters.
Say there's a young person watching this show that'd like to get into hunting. What kind of advice would you give to somebody starting out hunting?
Don't be afraid to go ask an adult and to get in it. And I mean, when you get in it, just get in it with both feet. Well, I mean, but you gotta know how to respect it, and you gotta know how to take care of it, because it's not gonna be here forever. And if you don't take care of it, if you don't respect it, I mean, it's just that much more you're gonna take off of it.
I got to do things when I was a kid growing up, but nothing like this. And I'm just glad that we're able to go and do things with and enjoy each other.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And he's very strong-willed.
You know, every time I'm around Bubba Dale, I'm inspired and I'm encouraged, but I'm also reminded that the best trophies from the field can't be hung on a wall. Thanks for joining us today. For all of us at your Wildlife Department, I'm Todd Craighead, and we'll see you somewhere new next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.